Universal Studios, producer, director, Mrs. B. Scene 1. Hello, boys and girls around the world. And yes, my name is Mrs. B, and I'm a teacher in the United States. I'm so glad that you're able to join me today for a very special read aloud. But before we begin, I have a hello song just for you. Hello, boys and girls around the world. Hello, boys and girls around the world. How are you? How are you? I'm glad you're here to read and learn. We know we'll have some fun today. We love school every day, and so will you. I know, boys and girls, Mrs. B has a terrible singing voice, but she so wanted to share a song with all of you. Boys and girls, the book that I've selected for today's read aloud is called Not a Box. This book was written by Antoinette Portis. She is the author of this book, and the person that drew the pictures is called an illustrator. And it just so happens it's the same person, Antoinette Portis. What a talented individual, boys and girls. This book also won an award. It's called the Theodore Seuss Gazelle Honor Book. So many boys and girls around the world enjoyed reading this book, and I hope you do too. Boys and girls, this is the front or the cover. If we turn this over, this is called the back of the book. Let's turn it back over to the front. Looking at the title, Not a Box, and also the picture, what do you think that the story is going to be about? It's about a rabbit, a creative rabbit, boys and girls, who turns a box into just anything and everything. He makes it clear that it's not a box on every page, boys and girls. Now I want your eyes and your ears on Mrs. B. Boys and girls, because Mrs. B will be asking you several questions during the story. Also, at the very end, I have a fun activity that you can do at home with your family. Boys and girls, reading means understanding the author's message. It is not just about calling out a bunch of words. If you cannot answer comprehension questions after reading a page, you have not truly read anything. So please pay close attention. And before we begin, let's go over our shapes, shall we? Here is Mrs. B's shapes chart. Octagon. How many sides does an octagon have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octa, like octopus, has 8 arms. That's how you can remember octagon. Triangle. How many sides does a triangle have? 1, 2, 3. Good job, boys and girls. Square. How many sides does a square have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rectangle. How many sides does a rectangle have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hexagon. How many sides does a hexagon have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to the bottom. This is a circle. A circle has no sides, boys and girls. Now look at the rhombus. How many sides does a rhombus have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 2 lines that are parallel to one another. That means they're same length side by side. And the last one I have for you is an oval. An oval does not have any sides either, boys and girls. Now, we're going to be talking about a box in this story, and a box could be either the shape of a square, or if it's very long or big, it could be the shape of a rectangle, boys and girls. Are you ready for Mrs. B to read the book? Not a box. And there is the bunny rabbit. And here is the box. Are you ready to go through this imaginary story, boys and girls? This genre, I want to ask you, boys and girls, is it fiction or nonfiction? Fiction means it's pretend or make-believe. Or is it real? And that means it's nonfiction. What do you think, boys and girls? It is pretend or make-believe. So that means it's fiction. Boys and girls, when you read or Mrs. B reads, do we read left to right or right to left? We read left to right. Why are you sitting in a box? Boys and girls, is the bunny on the inside of the box or outside of the box? The bunny is sitting on the inside of the box. It's not a box. He is in a race car, and the number is 15, a 1 and a 5. And boys and girls, there is a box on the outside of the car. Outside of the car. What are you doing on top of that box, boys and girls? There is the bunny on top, not on the bottom, but on the top of the box. Where do you think the bunny will be next, boys and girls? Think about it. Let's make a prediction, shall we? That means we're going to guess what happens next in the story based on what we're reading or looking at the pictures for clues. So put your thinking caps on. It's not a box. And he says on the sign, Rabbit Peak. So he is on top of the box still. Let's see if you were right. Where will he be next, boys and girls? Why are you squirting a box, boys and girls? Now, is the bunny on top of the box? Is he on the bottom of the box? Or is he on the side of the box, squirting the water? Good job, boys and girls. He is on the side of the box. You're paying attention. Thumbs up. I said it's not a box. Here he is squirting the water onto a building that's on fire. And where is the box? Is the box on the side of the building, or is it in front of the building? The box is in front of the building. Good job. Now you're wearing a box. Oh no. He has the box on him. He has his ears popping out and also his two little hands and his feet. This is not a box. Boys and girls, what is this? It's a robot. And the robot has a box where? On him or in front of him. Are you still standing around in that box? Now he is he in front of the box or is he in the back of the box? He is in the back or around it. Cute little bunny rabbit. It's not a box. And here he is, boys and girls. He is riding an elephant. And there is a box that he is sitting in the box. Then there's a box right here on the outside of the tugboat. Then he is on a ship. And here is a box, and he's sitting inside of it. And then, boys and girls, we have him in a hot air balloon. And then we have a box that sits on the bottom, so he is on the inside of that hot air balloon and the box. Looks like Bunny is having a good time. He's just going everywhere. Well, what is it then, boys and girls, if it's not a box? Where is the bunny rabbit? Is it in front of the box or is it inside of the box? He is inside of the box and he is peeking out to you, boys and girls. And here he is doing what? Is he standing by the box or is he sitting on top of the box? Thinking. He is sitting on top of the box and he's thinking. It's not a box. And there he goes in a spaceship. He is taking off in his box. And he's waving to you, boys and girls. Bye-bye. Au revoir. Au revoir in French means goodbye. Can you say au revoir? Au revoir. And there he is, boys and girls. He is traveling around the earth. The end, boys and girls. How did you like this book? Not a box. Would you give it a thumbs up if you liked it? If you did not if you did not like this book, you gave it a thumbs down. Mrs. B gave it a thumbs up too. I really enjoyed sharing this book with all of you. Now, moms, dads, I haven't forgotten about you. Older brothers and sisters, grandparents, aunts and uncles. I have an activity for you to do at home with your child, and it's called the BYOB event. You're going to be hosting a little party, and it's bring your own box. And I want your child to get a square box, and I want them to decorate it. So we can use paintbrush, we'll need paint colors. We can use stickers. You can use crayons, markers, and other recyclable materials that you can glue on so they can decorate the way they want to. And then you're going to plan your event to promote the book, Not a Box. And boys and girls, you're going to send out an invitation after you've decorated your box, though. And this is how it's going to look. Boys and girls, it says you're invited, and you can change this obviously, parents. You're invited to a BYOB event in honor of the publication of the new picture book, Not a Box. And please join us as we celebrate imagination, wonder, and creativity it's going to be at your house or at a restaurant. Well, I feel like we have a conference room that's huge. And then on what date? That means the day of the week and also the date. And then the time, boys and girls, too. So this is your invitation that you're going to give to all the boys and girls that you want to come to your home. And then you can, don't forget snacks. Imagining that you're going to have a bunch of kids that are going to be hungry. Be sure to have special Not a Box snacks at your event to keep everyone's imagination in full gear. And then everyone's favorite boxy snacks like juicy boxes and animal cracker boxes. How cool would that be? And then, boys and girls, I want to also show you, you can give all the boys and girls name tags. I made these, and they're called Hello, My Name Is, and you're going to put your name in marker and then cut out for each child, and then they can pin it onto their shirt or sweater. Now, boys and girls, I have two activities that you're going to do with me, boys and girls. And this is called It's Not a Box. So now we're going to look at positioning. Where is the bunny rabbit? Is he in front of the box or the back of the box? He is in back of the box. Now what about right here? Is he outside of the box or inside of the box? He is inside of the box. Good job. What about here? He is also inside of the box, peeking out to you, boys and girls, to see if you're paying attention. And what is he doing here, boys and girls? He is on the side of the box, and he is pulling it. Now I have a Not a Box matching. Boys and girls, we have a burning building, race car, and then we have a mountain. We have a tugboat that was in the story. Then we have a pirate ship, a rocket, or we can call it a spaceship, and a robot. Boys and girls, let's look at burning building. Point to the burning building. Good job. Where is the race car? Where is the mountain? Where is the tugboat? Point to the tugboat. And tugboat is actually two words. Tug, boat. It's two words that make up how many, boys and girls? One word. Pirate ship. Point to the pirate ship. Point to the rocket or spaceship. And lastly, point to the robot. Very nice, boys and girls. Thank you for helping Mrs. B. I have one last surprise for you, boys and girls. Somebody is visiting Mrs. B in her home. This is my mini classroom that I tutor students. I have a table here in the corner that I sit with them. And then I have a dry erase board on a stand. And then I have obviously posters and a reading poster over there. And all my supplies are in this office and /mini classroom. And my home is in the state of Michigan, boys and girls. Now let's see who our guest could be. It's Oscar from Sesame Street. Oh. Oscar, thank you for joining Mrs. B and all the boys and girls around the world. Would you like to help me say goodbye to all of them? Oh. Boys and girls, reading is fundamental. I want to thank you for joining Mrs. B and also our special guest, Oscar from Sesame Street. Boys and girls, I hope to see you again soon. But bye for now.